All right, let's jump right in. Imagine for a second there's a tiny red fruit, one that can totally rewire your sense of taste. I'm talking about turning the absolutely sourest foods into something, well, sweet. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, it's totally real. And today, we are going to break down the science, the risks, and the mind-blowing potential of what's called the miracle berry. So let me just ask you this straight up. What if you could take a big bite out of a raw lemon and it tasted like sweet, delicious candy? I mean, with zero sugar added. No, this isn't a trick question. This is the promise, the whole point of this incredible little berry.
And the effect? Whoa. It is so powerful, it's like a total sensory flip-flop. We're talking about a bitter Guinness stout suddenly tasting like creamy chocolate milk. Or tangy goat cheese? Nope, now it's rich, creamy cheesecake. You can even drink straight-up vinegar and have it taste like a sweet syrup. See, this isn't just about masking flavors, it's a complete and total rewiring of how you taste.
So to really get how this all works, we've got to go back to the beginning. Where does this thing even come from? Let's dig into the origins of the plant behind all this magic, Sensipalum dulcificum.
Yeah, this is no newfangled discovery. For centuries, people in its native West Africa have known about this berry's secret. Way back in 1725, a French explorer, Chevalier de Marche, he saw locals chewing on it before meals. And why? Well, it was to make stuff like soured cornbread or fermented palm wine taste good. You know, back before refrigerators, this was a super practical way to make those acidic, preserved foods not just edible, but actually enjoyable.
Okay, so how in the world does a simple little berry pull off this incredible sensory hack? To figure that out, we've got to zoom way in, down to the molecular level, because that's where the real miracle is actually happening.
The secret ingredient, the star of the show, is a protein called Miraculin. Now here's the crazy part. At a neutral pH, like when you're just sipping on some water, Miraculin has zero taste. None. It's not a sweetener, it's something different. It's a taste modifier.
So the way it works is just brilliant. It actually changes its job depending on what's in your mouth. In a neutral environment, it acts as an antagonist. Think of it like this. It binds to your sweet taste receptors, but it doesn't do anything. It's like putting a key in a lock but not turning it. It's just blocking the keyhole. But the moment you introduce an acid, bam, it transforms into a powerful agonist. That acid literally changes the protein's shape, which is like forcing that key to turn hard, sending this massive, sweet signal straight to your brain.
Let's just break that down into 3 easy steps. Step 1. Bind. The Miraculin protein latches onto your sweet receptors. But for now, nothing happens. Step 2. Acidify. You bite into something sour, like a lime. The protons from that acid hit the Miraculin and act like a trigger, completely changing its shape. And step 3. Activate. That brand new shape forces the receptor to switch on, firing an intense, sweet signal to your brain. And get this, the sour taste is still there. It's just that the sweet signal is now so loud, it completely drowns it out. Look, flavor tripping parties well, they're a fun novelty, for sure. But the real power of this berry, it might just be in medicine. Let's shift gears and look at how this taste-hacking ability could have some seriously profound, even life-changing applications. For so many cancer patients going through chemo, there's this awful side effect called dysgeusia. Basically, your sense of taste gets all twisted. Food starts tasting just wrong. Metallic, bitter, completely unappetizing. And this isn't just about it being unpleasant. It's devastating. It can lead to severe malnutrition and a huge drop in quality of life, right when you need your strength the most.
And look, this isn't just a theory. We've got hard data to back this up. There was a recent clinical trial, the CLIN-MRI trial, that tested the berry on malnourished cancer patients. And the results? They were absolutely remarkable. Not only did their perception of tastes get way better, but the patients in the miracle berry group, they actually started eating more, increasing their energy intake to over 100% of what they needed. And they kept significantly more muscle mass in the group that got the placebo. That's huge!
But wait, it gets even better. The benefits might go even deeper than just taste and nutrition. That same study found a statistically significant drop in key inflammatory markers in the blood. We're talking a p-value of less than 0.01. For anyone who isn't a statistician, that basically means there's an incredibly small chance this result was just random luck. So what does that suggest? It suggests that by helping patients eat and enjoy food again, the miracle berry could also be helping to reduce the body-wide inflammation that often comes with the disease. That is a seriously powerful find.
Okay, but before we get carried away and call this a perfect solution for everything, we need a serious reality check. Because tricking your senses, especially your body's built-in warning systems, well, that doesn't come without some risks.
So picture it. You've had a miracle berry, and now your brain is telling you that you're sipping on a delicious, sweet glass of lemonade. It's a pleasant, totally harmless experience, right?
Wrong. And here's the crucial part. While your perception has changed, the chemistry hasn't. Not one bit. Lemon juice, vinegar, these things are incredibly acidic. Their pH is way, way below the point where your tooth enamel just starts to dissolve. That sour taste, that's your body's natural alarm bell screaming, hey, stop, this is too much acid. And what Miraculin does is it effectively cuts the wires to that alarm. This opens you up to a really serious risk of dental erosion.
And it's not just your teeth. Drinking a bunch of highly acidic stuff can also really irritate your stomach and esophagus, leading to some nasty heartburn. Plus, remember, Miraculin is a protein. So, like any protein, there's a small but real chance of an allergic reaction. You've got to remember, you're hacking perception, not reality. So when you weigh the incredible rewards against the real risks, what does the future hold for this berry? Let's take a look at its long, complicated journey through government regulation and the big challenges of trying to bring it to everyone.
For decades, literally decades, the miracle berry was stuck in regulatory limbo. Way back in 1974, the US FDA basically shut the door on it, calling it a food additive, which stopped any big commercial plans dead in their tracks. But the tide is finally starting to turn. Just in the last few years, both the European Union and the US have given it the green light for certain uses, and that is finally opening the door for some really cool new products.
But even with that green light, don't expect to see these berries in every supermarket. And here's why. The plant itself is a nightmare to grow commercially. It's super slow, it's incredibly picky about its soil, has to be acidic, and the fresh fruit, it's one of the most perishable fruits on the planet. It only lasts for 2 or 3 days. You add all that up, and you get something that's both rare and really expensive.
And that really points to where this is all going. The solution probably isn't trying to grow more of these super picky plants. No, the solution is to get other, tougher plants to do the work for us. And get this, scientists have already created transgenic tomatoes that can produce the Miraculin protein. That could be a scalable, much cheaper source. The implications of that are just staggering, not just for medicine, but for the entire global food and sugar industry.
Which brings us right back to the big, final question. This little berry offers up this amazing possibility, right? A world with way less sugar, where healthy food tastes like dessert, and patients can actually get back the joy of eating. But is it really solving the problem, or is it just masking it? Is hacking our own perception of taste the key to a healthier future, or are we just finding a more complex, more sophisticated way to trick ourselves? That's a question worth chewing on.